If you clicked on this video wondering what specific advice I could offer overachievers, congrats, you are one. Them's the rules, I don't make it. Today, I wanted to give you guys some of my lessons learned in my first year of college, how I was able to balance my freshman year and make the most out of it. I like to think of my freshman year as getting a solid foot in the door and creating and building the life that you want, the career that you desire, the person that you know you can be. This video is going to focus more on the professional and academic sides of things, but don't worry, I do plan on making a cute little video about growing up now and how I did in freshman year, mental health wise, physically, etc. But real quickly, I wanted to introduce myself and this channel. Hello, my name is Sindhu. I am a sophomore at the one and the only Arizona State University, and I wanted to create this channel to not only give advice to my younger girls, but to share my journey being a young grasshopper in the grow up, glow up side of YouTube. It can be overwhelming hearing advice from people who have already made it, but I wanted to share my journey and my steps and process in trying to be the best version of myself. So if you are interested in that kind of content, follow along. My first tip is to not underestimate the power of scheduling. Time is invaluable and key in you achieving your goals and balancing living in the moment. This can be easily done using Google Calendar. I like using GC to schedule my classes, studying periods, fun planned events, clubs, etc. This may seem overboard, but I think it is key in not feeling overwhelmed by the independence you gain your first year. Your first year, using Google Calendar isn't about being hyper productive. It's about learning your schedule, your energies, and your best times for studying and working. If you are thinking long term, med school, grad school, your dream job, your time starts now. I'm not trying to say that if you don't hyper optimize your freshman year that you are behind, but your time now, time spent now, is invaluable and is an investment into your future. What I would do is use some sort of organization tool like Google Drive or Notion. Have a document that lists out what your dream is now and maybe what that would look like 5 years from now. What clubs do you need to join to network with those in a similar profession? What projects would make you stand out and pique your interest? What classes do you need to complete and when? This isn't a one-time thing. I would take time monthly to look back and check up on this. Add any new and pertinent information that I've gained, contact information, new resources, etc. I would also make sure to reflect on the progress that I've made thus far. With all that being said, not everything needs to fit into this perfect narrative you would write on your application. Make sure you are feeding into your creative outlet. Make sure you are learning of new ways to relax and stimulate your brain that aren't related to your career. The overarching message I'm trying to convey is use your time wisely. Spend your time wisely doing things that do apply to your job, things that do pique your interest that maybe aren't related to your job, friends that are meaningful, friends that drive your passion and ambition and creativity. The key to studying is differentiation. Have different friends, study locations and spots, environments, ambiance, music for different studying and studying intensities. Similar to the concept of wearing your gym clothes in the morning to motivate yourself to go to the gym, having these physical representations of what you need to be studying allows your brain to focus easier. For example, I did my genetics homework every Tuesday in my dorm by myself, same time. For studying, I like to go to the MU or any other public space, so I kind of have chatter in my ambiance. For English homework, I like to do that with friends because this was not really meaningful homework to me. My final piece of advice is to have a hobby. You need to have a hobby or have time to do interesting things that stimulate your brain in a non-stress environment. Have a day in the week that you hang out with friends. A day that you go on a solo trip somewhere that you've always wanted to go. A day to journal, a day to walk in the park, a time that you spend writing or drawing or thinking. These are all so meaningful in my freshman year, especially because I was so stuck up on the concept of trying to achieve the most and do the most. And I also always wanted to kind of drive into that creative outlet. Doing these things allowed me to relax and rewire and decompress. That is a wrap for today, you guys. Thank you so much for listening into my first official YouTube video. I'm so happy to be making this kind of content before. If you look me up, please don't. I make mostly short form content, so this is something new that I'm trying, something that I low-key did enjoy. Please comment any advice that you agreed with or disagreed with. I'm more than open to feedback and Let me know how this type of content was for you. Thanks again. Bye.